Craig, welcome to the show. Tell me about what your guys' vision is right now, particularly where AI fits in.
Great. Well, obviously, AI has been popular for a long time, and so this is not a new idea to anyone. Taking a look through Nvidia, though, and if you go back a few years ago, they were the hottest chip company because they had the best graphics chips for gaming, and then that idea became old. Then they had the fastest chips for cryptocurrency mining, then that idea got old. And today, obviously, the king of the AI chip race. So the company has found a way to reinvent themselves, continue to innovate more so than reinvent, so that they remain on top of the next hot trend. So that's what we like about them, is their ability to stay in front of the rest of the competition.
Both in the short and long term, Nvidia has shown itself to be a great investment. The stock has increased 2,700% in the last 5 years and is on track to rise about 200% this year. The explanation behind this is straightforward. Nvidia has established an empire in artificial intelligence, AI, catering to one of the fastest growing industries in the world today. By the end of the decade, the $200 billion AI business is expected to grow to $1 trillion. Nvidia may be among the largest beneficiaries of this expansion. The IT company has recently reported triple-digit revenue growth and rock-solid gross margins because to its dominance in AI chips and related goods and services. Nevertheless, if you haven't invested in Nvidia yet, you might be thinking if this is a good moment to do so, given the impending earnings release. Here are one reason to wait and 2 reasons to purchase Nvidia before the report is released on November 20. The business is likely to provide us with an update at next week's fiscal 2025 third quarter earnings announcement, since Nvidia is on the verge of a major moment. During the fourth quarter, the tech giant will unveil its latest Blackwell architecture and highest performing processor to date. According to Nvidia's most recent financial report from August, the company plans to increase output and make billions of dollars over this time. At the time, the IT behemoth also stated that Blackwell's demand was greater than its supply, and this trend is anticipated to continue into the next year. This indicates that consumers are swarming to Nvidia in anticipation of the new platform and are even prepared to wait for it. We'll probably find out more about this significant new release as the crucial period draws near, because the corporation has provided updates around the Blackwell launch in previous financial reports this year. There is cause for optimism for Blackwell as a new growth engine for Nvidia, given the prediction of billions of revenue as of the first quarter of commercialization. To stay informed about the latest developments from Nvidia and the ever-changing stock market, consider subscribing to our investing tutorial channel. We provide daily updates on significant market shifts and key catalysts, so hit that subscribe button to ensure you never miss crucial information. We'd love to hear your thoughts on Nvidia stock, so please share your opinions in the comments below. Now let's dive into today's video.
Spectrum of vision and tech, where does the crypto and the Bitcoin stuff fit in? Nvidia had some history back in the day when they were powering all that mining.
Yes, absolutely they did. And that's what got them on the radar screen of a lot of retail investors, more so than institutional early on back in those days. AI, people can talk about something being a fad or overhyped, and there will be a period where it looks like there was a whole lot of hype and not a lot of action. But just like the internet, went through a phase where we thought it'd be everything, and then people said 6 months later, wow, I haven't changed my life yet. And now 20 years later, you look back and just about everything you do today revolves around it. I think that the time frame for AI mass adoption will be substantially quicker, but Nvidia and others are probably still vulnerable to a bit of a pullback when people look and say, life hasn't changed much in 3 or 6 months, so maybe this was overdone.
Okay. Where do you think the bar is at right now for growth versus profitability? Do you think Nvidia still gets a pass to basically pursue growth at every measure and sort of by connection? I guess maybe a question that applies more to some of the hyperscalers that are buying all their stuff hand over fist.
Right. And, NVIDIA and a lot of the hyperscalers are actually pretty profitable. So that's another big difference between the last time everybody got very nervous that tech valuations were overdone and a lot of companies were not profitable yet. So things stack up a little better this time, but I'm sure there will be another pullback. You go on shows, it's like you put your neck back on the chopping block every time you reiterate or say that you still own something with 25% or so upside to our price target for Nvidia. But these stories don't play out in a straight line, but they do play out very well over the long term.
The stock may rise after November 20 if this leading AI player confirms these claims and possibly provides us with further encouraging information. Currently trading at more than 50 times projected earnings expectations, Nvidia is not the cheapest stock on the market. However, it's critical to consider the bigger picture. Furthermore, it's not the priciest stock for an AI growth company. For instance, Palantir Technologies, a software business, and CrowdStrike, a cybersecurity behemoth, both trade at far higher levels. When taking into account both its past performance and its prospects for future earnings growth, Nvidia appears to be fairly priced at the current level. As previously said, revenue has skyrocketed, and a gross margin level of over 70% indicates strong sales profitability. Nvidia's leadership position, the expansion of the AI sector, and the company's emphasis on innovation to stay ahead should all contribute to rising profitability in the future. On November 20, possible positive news from Nvidia can cause the stock to rise, increasing its value as well. Given all of this, Nvidia appears to be a fantastic long-term growth company to purchase at the current price. Nvidia is an excellent investment right now because it's affordable given its prospects and could benefit from any good news about Blackwell during the next earnings report. To profit from a possible short-term move, long-term investors do not need to jump into a certain stock. This is due to the fact that if a stock is held for 5 years or more, share performance over a few days or weeks won't have a significant effect on returns. The good thing is that you won't have to worry about trying to time the market and getting upset if you miss out on a certain winning streak. A strong business with promising long-term potential will eventually see good share price performance. All of this indicates that there are potentially compelling arguments for purchasing Nvidia before the company's earnings announcement. So, what implications does this have for Nvidia's stock? Let's explore that. But first, a big thank you to those of you who stuck with us this far. Creating these videos takes significant effort and dedication, so if you're enjoying the content, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share your thoughts on Nvidia stock in the comments. Your support truly helps us grow. Now let's get back to the video.
In the audience are super focused on the data center market, and it would be interesting to kind of get your perspective, the company's perspective on the medium and long-term, opportunity set. Obviously, your industry is enabling, your term, the next industrial revolution. What are the challenges the industry faces? Talk a little bit about how you view, the data center market as we sit here today.
These giant data centers are super inefficient because it's filled with air, and air is a lousy conductor of electricity. And so what we want to do is take that few, call it 50, 100, 200 megawatt data center, which is sprawling, and you densify it into a really, really small data center. And so if you look at one of our server racks, NVIDIA server racks look expensive, and it could be a couple of $1 million per rack, but it replaces thousands of nodes. The amazing thing is just the cables of connecting old general purpose computing systems cost more than replacing all of those and densifying into one rack. The benefit of densifying also is now that you've densified it, you can liquid cool it, because it's hard to liquid cool a data center that's very large, but you can liquid cool the data center that's very small. And so the first thing that we're doing is modernizing data centers, accelerating it, densifying it, making it more energy efficient. You save money, you save power, you save much more efficient. If we just focused on that, that's the next 10 years. We'll just accelerate that. Now, of course, there's a second dynamic, is because of NVIDIA's accelerated computing brought such enormous cost reductions to computing. It's like in the last 10 years, instead of Moore's Law being 100x, we scaled computing by 1 million.
Artificial intelligence is becoming a more competitive field than it has ever been. It goes without saying that U.S. businesses are spending a ton of money to construct enormous data centers and AI computing infrastructure. Data centers now make up over a third of spending, or 32%, compared to just 5% in 2014. According to Jensen Huang, the hardware and infrastructure for data centers that will be built globally over the course of the next 4 or 5 years will be valued at more than $2 trillion. These data centers, of course, are also ravenous for electricity. Plans for Talon Energy to provide more on-site electricity to an AWS data center campus were only rejected by the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission this week. Opponents of the idea pointed to a potential danger to grid reliability and an increase in customer rates. The U.S. Department of Energy claims that a single data center can use 50 times as much electricity as an average office building. However, the enormous advantages of artificial intelligence may exceed the disadvantages of its high electricity usage. Businesses firmly believe that incorporating AI into their operations may provide them a competitive advantage through improving customer experiences, opening up new revenue streams, and streamlining internal procedures. As always, sharing your thoughts and insights in the comments section can foster a more informed community discussion, helping everyone navigate the complexities of investing in this dynamic sector. Stay ahead of the game with the latest stock market news, data, and important updates. I share valuable insights and real-time information on my Telegram channel, ensuring you're always informed before everyone else. If you want to keep up with the fast-paced world of investing, open the description below, click the link to my Telegram channel, and join our growing community. Don't miss out on